Hey guys, it's Caveman only, and welcome to a new series. If you haven't heard of me before, I'm a C-list old school RuneScape celebrity who's acquired moderate internet fame over the last 2 years, mostly playing on my main project, Caveman Only, a series which is still ongoing, but is moving at snail's pace these days, and so I need something else to not only keep me going, but to keep you guys watching. I may not be the best gamer, entertainer, or video maker for that matter, but what I enjoy bringing to the table are new ideas and new ways to explore this old game. Because my philosophy for old school RuneScape is this: once you find old school RuneScape, you're here forever, so you might as well find a way to enjoy it. And so today, I present to you a brand new way to experience and discover the game. It's another unique Iron Man series and a challenge that I'm calling MonkManMode. Here's the gist of it. Number 1, I may train freely in any map chunk containing an altar. And a map chunk is defined as a 64 by 64 game tile grid that was popularized by another snowflake YouTuber you might be familiar with, known as MonkManMode, and an altar being a scenery object that you can interact with to restore your prayer points to full. Number 2, if I'm ever traveling outside one of these designated safe zones with an altar, I must enable my prayers to begin draining prayer points, and that prayer drain must be equal to the base drain of an overhead combat prayer, which is 1 prayer point every 3 seconds. And finally, if I ever run out of prayer in a safe zone or enter a danger zone without my prayers enabled, I have to wipe, which means dropping my entire inventory and worn gear. No exceptions. And I'm an Ultimate Iron Man too, by the way. Lastly, because I know I'll get a million questions about it, prayer flicking is not allowed in danger zones in any capacity because that would defeat the entire point of my self-imposed challenge. And the point of a self-imposed challenge is to be challenging and to not circumvent my own arbitrary rules that I just spent the time and effort to create. I do want to give a few quick shout outs to everyone who's helped me make this idea come to life so far, and that includes Mr. ReadyCarp, a viewer and supporter of mine who came up with the original seed of an idea for MonkManMode. So this isn't technically my original idea, but I've helped mold it and create it and now have executed it in game. But thanks to ReadyCarp for his initial idea. I also want to thank Puka Guy, aka One Chunk Man, for developing this new chunk locking meta that creates tons of emergent gameplay. A few of his community members as well, primarily Slay to Stay, for developing the Chunk Light plugin that you'll see in the video in a moment. That's a RuneLight plugin. And Amazin for his development of the interactive chunk map that I'll put on the screen now. And finally to Mr. UIMVerf, another very prolific snowflake Iron Man YouTuber in the community, for helping with the initial theory crafting on the account and for suggesting my in-game name, Pray for Time. So those are the rules. They're pretty basic, but the simplicity of this challenge is what I love about it most. No exceptions, no convoluted logic, just a simple idea that completely revolutionizes the way I experience the game. Now, as a disclaimer, this is going to be a different type of RuneScape video. While most content creators and videos typically focus on actual progress, whether it be levels, quests, bosses, whatever, this video series will mostly focus on the raw, unedited, in-depth group theory crafting discussions that lead me to make certain decisions to try and progress this account. Because at the end of the day, not only is the gameplay interesting, but how we come to the conclusions that lead us to make the decisions for the progress, I think is arguably more important and more exciting than the actual gameplay itself. These videos will not be highly edited or cinematic because I think the content itself is, hopefully, interesting enough that I don't need to overcompensate with other stuff. This series will also have 100% of its progress streamed over on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/cavemanonly, which will be linked down below in the description and also in the channel banner above the video. So if all of this sounds interesting to you, consider following the stream and dropping by to check out the action live, and maybe even contribute your ideas or suggestions to help me progress this account. Because at the end of the day, this account and this idea are brand new. I don't know exactly what trajectory this account is going to take. I don't know exactly how I'm going to get from point A to point B. So your ideas are invaluable, and any feedback or suggestions that you have are greatly, greatly appreciated. These videos will also be longer than your usual RuneScape progress video because the emphasis is on the discussion and theory crafting, not on the progress. But if you don't want to spend a whole hour watching the progress, I recommend that you listen back at 1.5 speed, as you'll still be able to catch all the action but in a shorter window of time. I'm sure there's going to be a barrage of questions, suggestions, and general feedback from this video, so please leave any kind of constructive criticism you may have, or unconstructive, knowing the YouTube comments, you may have down below in the comment section, and I'll be sure to respond to as many comments as I can. If you want to read the full rule set, see the safe zone map again, use the prayer drain calculator, or download the RuneLight plugin called Chunk Light that I'm using during this video, those links will be down below in the description for you as well. So without further ado, I hope you enjoy day 1 of MonkManMode, getting out of Lumbridge. Alright, so technically, again, the way that this would work in actuality is that when I have a prayer level, in order to go beyond this border of the chunk, which is where the altar is, again, if we're looking at Tutorial Island as an example, this would be like the chunk I would be allowed to play in normally, right here. But then to go technically beyond this border that I'm standing at right now, I would need to engage my prayer without prayer flicking. And then that would be the limiting time factor for me to go between chunks. That makes sense? This is our starting area right here. We have to stay within this bound initially. And if you do the new account command, which basically everyone's doing at the moment, I have 3 links in the chat. First of them is just like a notepad write-up of the rules and some of the goals. Then the safe zone map, which is essentially this map, but full scale. And then the prayer drain calculator, which I use to kind of calculate the prayer drain, which will only really be relevant until 37 prayer when I have overheads. Plugged all these in myself. So when you look at the world map, you can see that all of the chunks here are the ones that contain an altar. Like you can see the altar icon for verification there. Some of them are underground, or like for example, the monastery, obviously the altar is upstairs. But most of them are ground level. I think the one in Camelot is upstairs. We might have to, well, I think both of these chunks are fair game. I don't know exactly where the altar is in this castle, but perhaps this chunk might not be usable here, I'm not sure. Yeah, so the Wizard's Tower is a great example. There's an altar underground that you can use. It plays a small part in the, oh, what do you call it? The, Restless Ghost quest. There's an altar down there. So this chunk is all available here. But this is kind of the gist of it. The account, this series that we're going to be using, I've decided to call it Pray for Time, which is actually a name that UIM Verf came up with yesterday. And the idea for the account came from Mr. Reddycarp, who's here in the chat now. Basically, the idea is that I'm an Ultimate Iron Man, and I can train the account normally within any map chunk, which is defined as a 64 by 64 map square. I can train normally within any map chunk that has an altar. And an altar is, you know, a piece of scenery that restores your prayer. On top of that, what makes this account interesting, though, is that if I want to travel between chunks, so for example, if I wanted to run from here to the Wizard's Tower, which has an altar underground in the basement, I would have to engage prayers in order to get there. So region locking isn't actually a part of it? No, it's not region locked per se. The interesting part of the gameplay, it's kind of like what I wish I would have done with Caveman. To kind of set myself a time limit for my surface travel. This is kind of like that, but different. And the limiting factor is my prayer. So, you know, I need to train my prayer level first, because one prayer is not going to get me very far. But basically, the way it would work is that if I wanted to run to the Wizard's Tower, I would need to have enough prayer points to turn on my prayers and activate them without them going below 0 to get to this next chunk. Does that make sense? So it's like kind of region locked, but not. So this account is going to be very, whoops, hello. This account will be very heavily prayer-centered, but it's not like your typical region-locked account, per se. Because technically the whole map is available, but the limitation is my prayer. Can you train in a bad boy chunk while draining your prayer, or only run through it? No, I can train outside of a chunk if I want to, but again, the limiting factor is prayer. So I'd either have to, you know, constantly run back in and restore my prayer, or bring prayer potions, or an ancient mace, or something like that. How about underground areas? Underground areas are fair game, Dr. Scoots, as long as the entrance is within the chunk that I'm working with. So, for example, the basement down here to the Lumbridge cellar, within an acceptable chunk, so I'm able to go down here freely. What if prayer runs out while in a safe chunk? Then I just replenish my prayer. No big deal. Boop. If you die, you lose? No, not necessarily. Because again, when I die, I respawn in a chunk that has an altar. So it's not necessarily a big deal. I would just, I don't know. I mean, should I suicide right now? As I'm training my melee stats here and trying to get some bones? Is suiciding an acceptable strategy for saving the account? I don't know. It's kind of a... I haven't thought about that yet. Suiciding wouldn't be very holy. Again, I'm not trying to take this account like the super roleplay route. Because again, monks wouldn't be slaughtering men in Lumbridge either. You know what I mean? Dying wouldn't matter. Using your own bones for prayer. Oh, that's a big brain move. So yeah, I don't really think dying matters. Yeah, so I think really the only limiting factor to really like ending the account would be having the prayer go to 0 outside of the chunk. So I guess technically suiciding would work. Almost chopped my tree there. Now, one thing that we kind of thought about initially yesterday for maybe getting around was to try and canoe up to the next chunk by making a canoe here. But the problem is that when you get popped up out here at the Champions Guild, it pops you out in a wrong chunk over here. So technically, we can't canoe. You lose if you die outside of a chunk with an altar. No, I don't. Well, again, we kind of have to think about that, right? Because it's not death that is the end of the account. It's not a prayer. So I think that I should be able to technically die outside of a chunk as long as my prayer is above 0. Can you canoe with prayer on? Yeah, I mean, technically I could. I don't know if that'd be a wise idea, though. Because the animation would be so long, that'd be a pretty big waste of time, I think. Hey. Thank you. Everyone say thank you to Mr. Seneth. Love you, dude. Appreciate it. I guess we redeem now, huh? Death with prayer seems fine. Yeah, because again, the trade-off would be that, like, okay, I suicided, I'm an ultimate, so all my shit is on the floor, and I have to figure out how to go back and get it without my prayer running out. You know what I mean? So I could technically suicide as long as my prayer is active and I have enough points, but I'd have to figure out how to go back and get my stuff. Does Senate tend to spend his free time scamming at the GE? No, he's just a big king, you know. It's a lot scarier, yeah. Hello, Verf. How you doing, dude? Dude, today's new project day. And thank you to you for the idea, well, not the idea, but the name idea for the series yesterday, Pray for Time. I thought that was genius, dude. And so we're doing it. Or about the account here. All right, am I dying? I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. But it's acceptable because I have prayer points. And I'm in a safe chunk, so it doesn't matter. All right, we're dead. All right, count over. It's been a good run, guys. Shh. We're good. We're good. We're good. All right, hold on. Restart, Smort. Yep. Ah, the life of an ultimate. Beautiful. Rip the hardcore? Yeah. See, this is why I'd never make a hardcore, because, first of all, hardcores are stupid. So, you know, no offense to anyone who plays a hardcore, but you're kind of stupid. Look at all these looters. I know. I know. Another interesting idea. I know, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Toxic streamer. Okay, sorry. Hey, 2 strength. I was like, what the hell is that? I'm not used to playing with game sounds on. Good idea to claim free runes. That's a great idea. Dies to damage. How you doing, dude? Congrats. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. But yeah, another idea that we had yesterday was that technically, if we get super lucky, we could get a beginner clue scroll from these guys that has a 1-step clue in here in Lumbridge, and we could, I mean, I guess technically pull out Monk Robe's tea for some super OP early prayer. Now again, to clarify, in my last progress video that I put out a while ago, I made an announcement that Caveman will be ending this year. It's not over yet, so don't worry. And that a new series would be taking its place. This series is not that. This is just something we literally came up with on stream yesterday together. That I thought would be fun to just kind of do maybe once a week or something, as a break from, you know, doing the, 3-month-long Caveman grinds. Doing. I don't fully know what I'm doing yet, but I have a decent idea of what's going on. Yeah. But this is just kind of something that's kind of fun to do aside from my main Caveman project, and it's something that we'll kind of work on together. You guys will kind of help me figure out what's going on along the way, I think. Just gotta say, love the classic noob gear. Wooden shield is pog. I do miss this this setup. You know, there's something just so nostalgic about early early RuneScape gameplay. And you know, as much as I love the end game stuff too, it's just not the same as the early game. You know, getting 1 level a minute versus 1 level a month is pretty nice. Have prey on as you say it off. Well, I mean, yeah, I don't know if I'm really willing to risk it for the biscuit yet. Because again, we would need the levels to make a canoe to get there in the first place. And we'd need enough prayer to make it through the stall of the canoe. And then make it to the chunk safely without running out of prayer. I don't know if I'm willing to risk that for the biscuit right off the bat, you know. What happens if you let prayer drop outside of your chunk? Is there any punishment? Yeah, the account is over. So if that happens, Kamarak, then this is you know, game overes, dude. DC can be brutal. Yeah, so that's why I need to really make sure. This is kind of like a hardcore, but not. I don't want to make a hardcore because I don't want the account to like actually die and have to go through losing my status. 2 prayer. All right, guys, we're almost there. We're 2% of the way there. Let's keep going. But yeah, I'm not a fan of hardcore Iron Man mode whatsoever. If you've been here before, you know that. So yeah, making it kind of like an unofficial hardcore, I guess, is better in my eyes. And we're on Ultimate too, so. So you can only train by altars? Yes, Comcast, but the caveat is that I can leave the areas with the altar, but I have to have my prayer enabled. And I have to keep my prayer above 0 at all times. So for example, right now, I have 2 prayer and no prayer gear and no prayer potions or means of restoration. So if I wanted to travel outside of this initial chunk, I would last approximately 1 second before my prayer ran out. Does that make sense? And if my prayer points reach 0 in any of these red chunks, then that's basically the end of the account. What prayer are you going to enable? So the general idea is that I will always have an overhead prayer enabled. Now, obviously I don't have 37 prayer yet, so that's not going to work yet. But for pre-37 prayer and Protect Magic, the idea is that I will have to get 13 prayer in Lumbridge right now and get Rock Skin and Superhuman Strength. And then when I enable both of those prayers together, it has the same drain rate as 1 overhead prayer. One of the, you know, the 3 combat prayers. So really right now we're working on just killing goblins, getting a little bit of GP, and trying to get to 13 prayer, so that I can then enable both of those prayers as I travel between chunks to go do other things in other places. So that's the gist of it. And I like it because it's kind of like a region-locked Iron Man and the 1 chunk man combined into 1, with a caveat of a time limit based on prayer. And obviously you can enhance that timer with you know, prayer bonus gear, with prayer potions, with an ancient mace, with all kinds of things. And so it's really going to be, I think, pretty unique gameplay, figuring out the best way to get around and how to train certain skills. Also, I'm an Ultimate Iron Man, so you know, it's going to be tough doing inventory management when I'm not used to doing that. So anyway, that's the gist of it. You're gonna one-take flick it all? No. So again, this is in the rules too, but there's no prayer flicking whatsoever. There's no one-tick flicking, there's no easy flicking. So like once I leave a safe chunk, I guess technically I could within a free, like a safe zone with an altar, but outside of that, no. The overheads have to be enabled at all times. Because prayer flicking would essentially like defeat the point of the account, you know what I mean? Can you use prayer pots? Yeah, prayer pots are allowed, but obviously I need to do Druidic Ritual and figure out how I'm going to get 38 prayer. Okay, yeah, we're good. Trying to find flaws in this rule set. I mean, I wish you the best, man. Again, you know, I'm certainly not as confident in these rules as I am with Caveman's, because I've been doing that for 2 years. I've been doing this for 2 hours. Hey, easy clue scroll. Nice. What are the odds that we can do this, folks? No idea. This chunk has an altar in the exit of the underground pass. Let's see. Okay, so the one that I have mapped to the northeast is incorrect. Let's see. We can't do that. Yeah. I mean, technically I could, but I don't have the prayer to really get there, because my nearest altar would be over here. Which means to get there, I would need to figure out how to basically get here first, and then run here, do the clue step, and then get back without running out of prayer. So, probably not gonna happen, folks. Mining Guild. Now, the Mining Guild has 2 entrances. Well, I mean, just the Falador Mine in general. And I don't think either of those would count, because that's off limits, and then the other entrance is up here, which is also off limits. So this, the first entrance up here, does not fall under this chunk. If this, if the entrance to the Dwarven Mine were up here, then yeah, I could use the whole Dwarven Mine, including Motherlode Mine and the Mining Guild, without having to have prayer on. But because it's not, if I want to mine there, gotta have prayer on. Why'd you choose to make it an ultimate, not a normal iron? I don't know. Because I'm a masochist, and that's what the chat wanted me to do, make an ultimate. At least you can do Restless Ghost, no problem. Kind of. Actually, that might be a good idea to try and do that soon, Ranch. Because obviously that's free prayer levels. The problem, though, is that not all of that is in a safe zone. So I really need some initial prayer levels to try and do Restless Ghost. Because again, I'd have to travel, well, here to even, to finish the quest, I'd have to travel over here to Father Ernie. And none of these chunks are safe. So I'd have to have prayer engaged this entire time until I got here to grab the skull from the altar. So yes, but no. You have most of rock? Some of it, yeah. I've got this chunk here, which actually this altar is in kind of a bad spot. So it gives me access to all of this here, which is pretty useless, to be honest with you. But I have access to this part of the castle, which is pretty okay. It's got the rock sewer, it's got this altar, a couple yew trees. It's got a bear where I could technically, like, or several bears where I could get meat for Druidic ritual. It's got the farming patch, the tree patch here. Hey, 5 prayer. Only 8 levels to go. Get exploring from diary for run recharge. Yeah, so one thing that we actually, not only do we need to prioritize prayer, but another thing we really need to prioritize on this account early is agility. And I don't really know how I'm going to go about training early agility, because my options are very limited. I can't really do the Gnome Stronghold because there's no altar anywhere near. And I guess I just have to lamp. But yeah, I guess we can buy an axe, huh? Alright, very spooky. Can't go over there. 200 coins. Boom! Nice, dude. Very good. Petition to get an untrimmed prayer cave. That'd be kind of cool. Once you get to Seers, agility will be easy. That's true. But we got to get 60 agility somehow, you know? Because, yeah, technically if we go to Seers... both of these chunks are enabled. Yeah, so prayer or agility will be very easy once we get to 60. 13 HP, very good. But yeah, until then, not so much. You get an altar in your house and make a house in Brimhaven. Can't you Brimhaven agility from level 1? Well, I don't know. I haven't thought that far ahead, Ready Carp. Like, I don't know if I get an altar in my POH, if that means that wherever my house is located, that this would be a safe zone. I don't know. Best bet for agility would be a small athletics method if you consider the altar inside the grotto in the same chunk as the bridge you train on. Yeah, it is. It is. Over here. Yep. It's 200 IQ. Yeah, honestly, not a bad idea, though. I guess what we'd have to do, though, is rush construction. Like, what level would I need to make the bare bones altar? 45 construction. Ooh. Yikes. Do altars underground count for you? If yes, then POH should. Yes, they do. So I guess that's fair. Yeah, 45 on an ultimate. Yeah, good freaking luck, dude. But yeah, I kind of like the POH meta. Where, again, up until that point, I would need to train construction with my prayers enabled until I make an altar. I mean, it's not impossible. It'd be pretty damn difficult, though. I'd have to... Are there any... Which ones are in a safe zone? Taverley? Yeah, so I could do Taverley. What about Hasidius? What level do you need to move your house to Hasidius? Because that's safe, too. Over yonder. That one's in a safe zone, too. Priest robes in Barak clothing shop, +3 prayer each. Not a bad idea. And they're cheap. Because I was thinking initially we could get monk robes, but that's 31 prayer. So yeah, getting the priest robes is even better, Malice. Now, is that safe? I don't think so. But just to the north is safe. So yeah, we could literally like start out here in the castle, run south temporarily after 13 prayer, pick up both the priest robes, and then run straight back, and we'd be good. And we can restore prayer here. Could take at least one of them. That'd be very risky though. And attack. I guess we'll go defense. Hey. Let's do it. Wait, can we do this? It takes me out of a chunk. I guess I can't do this, can I? For randoms that whisk me away from my chunk? I don't think I can, because there's no altar there and I can't pray. Yeah, I'm gonna dismiss it. Yeah, that's cheating. Yeah, still trying to figure out early navigation is gonna be tough. Because again, when I have 13 prayer, I'll have these two prayers enabled simultaneously, which is the same drain rate as an overhead. And it's 5 defense, very good. It's 1 prayer point every 3 seconds, which means if I have 6 prayer points, I have 18 seconds to get to where I'm going before I run out of prayer. So 13 prayer with no pray bonus should technically last 39 seconds. Which, yeah, you're right, is not very long. Dude. Your ranged and melee tutors give anything? They give, I mean, the melee gives a sword and shield, and tutor, or the ranged tutor gives training bow and arrows, but I don't really need those at the moment. I'd rather get the runes, because I think the runes will be important for me when I try, you know, should I get Ultimate Iron Man armor? I didn't even think about that. I mean, that's kind of a freebie, right? Should I do that? I'm saying, why not? I mean, it's available. There you go, wear it with pride. Oh, you bet, dude. Ah. There we go. Nice, okay. Next, be able to do God Wars? Yeah, God Wars is on the list. If you look at the first link there, the Imgur link there, I've got some like early, mid, and end game goals that I kind of just thought of before the stream. And God Wars, you can see at the bottom, is one of those. And then early game, I mean, it's possible we could pull it out, you know, get a beginner or easy clue, I guess beginner clues, and do it in Lumbridge or Varrock with a 1-step and potentially pull out a Monk Robe top, which would be cool. Because I wouldn't be able to get those until 31 prayer, so that could be some nice, it could be a nice upgrade early. Druidic Ritual, we're going to need to get that done. Brudu Shields could be good to get early on. They're +5 prayer. Requires crafting and 25 defense, though. Initiate Armor, Arty Cloak, and then an Ancient Mace from Another Slice of Ham. So, okay, 10 prayer. Boom. Nice. Keep it push the... Right, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's been a while since I've made a canoe, so... Choppy choppy, okay. Shape the canoe. A log, alright. Can this go awry in any way? Alright, here comes our first travel moment, folks. I got very lucky chopping and shaping it quickly. Did I? I don't know. I haven't made a log canoe, maybe ever. No, it always succeeds. Okay, okay. Just want to make sure. Has any monks dropped the robes? Yeah, that's spooky, though. I don't know if I'm ready for that. Alright, here we go, folks. I have my prayers enabled. Those are the equivalent of an overhead prayer. They're going to last approximately 30 seconds, which I don't really think I need. Let's see, if I open this, if I turn this on, okay, that closes it. What does this interface look like? How do I do this? Okay, I just click Champions Guild. Okay. Here we go. This is pretty spooky. Alright, let's do it. My prayer's not going down. What's happening? Rip the account, we'll see. This is the longest cutscene ever. Come on. Oh, okay, we're fine. Oh wait, what? Prayer doesn't go down there. Okay. Whew. It pops us off 1 square into the wrong area here. Okay, well I guess that wasn't a big deal then. Pro interface stall? Yeah, I know. I know. Yeah. Yeah, that was big brained right there. Probably stalls for cutscenes? Yeah, I guess that's good to know. Okay. We don't have to worry so much then. You don't need it now? I mean, that's very true. That's very true. Weighing you down? That's true. Don't let the man get you down. Yeah, you're right. We need to destroy all of this. Yeah, we need to have maximal, oh. Nice. Look at this. Monk man. Church boy. The gold stack? I know. Yeah, so the plan is we're going to get the robes here, and then we're going to run north into the safe zone in the palace. Cool. Go. I don't know if I want to make it. Where is she? Where is she? Go. Go, 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 go. I'm dead, aren't I? Even if I'm dead, it's fine. We made it. We made it. It's fine. It's fine. That was a test run. That was a test run. I should have warned it. I should have warned it. You're right. Okay, listen. Listen. That was a test run. That was a test run. Restart. Oh, man. You died? No, I didn't. Totally safe. Totally safe. Listen. Listen. I should have warned them. Why didn't anyone tell me that before that? Kind of made it? Yeah. Imagine. Listen. We're fine. We're fine. Wow. 30 seconds goes by very quickly, doesn't it? There's no way that was 30 seconds. And everything. Literally just do the same shit again? Yeah, so it's literally just a trial run, you know? So, yeah, I was like half a second late. Okay, sue me. It's fine. We're doing this for fun anyway. But we'll get better. We'll get better. But yeah, now we have +6 prayer bonus. So when we run around, we're going to be wearing these robes. And we have +6 prayer. So now, this 10 prayer, these points will last 36 seconds instead of 30. But yeah, we can use all of the Varrock Sewer. Because I'm afraid to kill an imp this close because it could drag me out of the safe zone if I'm not paying attention. But because the entrance to the Varrock Sewer is within bounds of a chunk with an altar, 2 altars actually, the whole of the Varrock Sewer is fair game. Yo! The frickin' Zammy cape, dude? Yeah. We have an emote for this, folks. All right, here we go again. Let's try not to ruin the account this time. Ah, shit, here we go again. All right, boys, here we go. Gasps ready. Go. Come on. Come on. We got an extra 6 seconds on our hands this time. Come on, baby. Oh, easy. Easy. All right, we did it. Easily peasily, dude. Not even difficult. Is that not good enough for you? Okay, that's pretty close. Go, go, go. Wait, I gotta wait for the right time. All right, we're going. Go, go, go. Come here, fella. All right, get out, get out, get out. Oh, dude. Not even a challenge. Not even a challenge. 2 prayer points. Look at that. Dude. Dude. Easy clap, folks. We did it. Look at that. That was the scariest thing I've done all day. All right, we back. We good. We good. Do we need the holy amulet? Punch that 15 prayer to the calculator. Would be curious. Yeah, well, I think it's 1 extra second for every 1 additional prayer point right now. Or prayer bonus, I mean. Tell you what we gotta do real quick. We gotta smash out 5 thieving. Because that's gonna be a requirement for, I think, the RD Easy Diary. And I want to get the RD Cloak stat. And actually, before we even do that, hey, there we go, Lumbridge GC task. Let me go get some more runes from the tutor here before I forget. All right, 5 thieving, then we'll go back to killing stuff, I think. Buy a Steelmason Falador? Yep, you can. Can you buy a Mithril there? Because my only worry, though, is that there are no altars anywhere near Falador. I'd have to run from Taverley, I think. Where's, like, the even closest chunk? Yeah, that's a lot of red in Falador, dude. So luckily it's right at the north. Myth and Addy too. Do those give additional prayer bonus? You can figure out a way to get there and out in time. Yeah, that'd be real tough. I mean, it's not too bad. It's basically only like 1.5 chunks I have to travel through, but I have to go back. So really, it's like 3 chunks there. Both are +3. Boom. 5 Magician. Okay, that's pretty much all I wanted there, too. Because now I want Water Strike to be able to use on the bear. Heather. You consider Ice Dungeon near Mudstick for a point in a safe chunk. 11 prayer. I don't know. Chaotic. It kind of looks like it is, but I can't really tell from the map here. It looks like it's right on the edge. Is the ladder in it or not? I can't tell. Does the house altar unlock the chunk that the house portal is in? I think we decided earlier that's the way that would work, yeah. That once we get, and then obviously you can move your house to unlock, it's almost like dynamic chunk unlocking. You know, so you could build an altar in your house, and then after you do that, you could move your house around from place to place in a more convenient location for various activities, you know. It's, you know, a strategic use of the POH, which is actually, again, quite clever. That no other normal player would ever have a reason to do. But could come in handy for this account, you know. Boom, 13 prayer. Right on, dude. Nice. And then, once we have an altar inside the POH in Brimhaven, that unlocks the Brimhaven chunk. And when the Brimhaven chunk is unlocked, what that unlocks is Brimhaven agility. And that's how we could train agility from level 1. But I don't know, man. Like, this could open a whole new can of worms, you know? Kind of like, you know, Settled in Verf doing Ultimate Iron Man snowflakes. Open up a whole can of worms for doing Ultimate Iron Man snowflakes, which wasn't a thing before. You know, One Chunk Man opening up the can of worms for doing things by chunk. Tedious doing generate task, open up the spreadsheet can of worms, and now this puts a whole other element and a whole new spin on it. That's kind of advanced, you know. This is like your top shelf snowflake content right here. What's next moving forward? Yeah, we're gonna try and go for the Artie Cloak 1. Well, there are a few other things we want to do before that. I want to get Restless Ghost done, because that's some free prayer XP there. But yeah, Artie Cloak 1 is kind of like the first big, like, early goal. Because it gives a free teleport, unlimited teleport to the monastery, which is like a, you know, emergency teleport, essentially. And to get us over to that part of the map quicker. I mean, what else, really? Yeah, we need 15 fishing, and we need a couple other things in order to get that done. But frankly, we just need more freaking prayer levels, so. Charlie the Tramp. What does Charlie ask you to do? Because I'm wondering if this is actually doable. Because technically Charlie is right on the cusp. Right there. Look at that. Fish a fish or cook a fish? Finally. Vavin, thanks for the follow. With him an iron dagger. So in other words, when I have all level 1 stats, it's probably not a good idea to hold on to this right now. Content, go for it? I mean, yeah, we could. Alright, here we go. Yeah, as you notice, prayer does not tick down here, so I'm not too concerned. But you'll see that when I hop out here, I'm like 1 square inside of the danger zone. Longest cutscene ever, dude. Yeah. Okay. And now we're good. Ta-da! And look, now we're just south of Rock, so we can go in here and talk to Mr. Charlie. Yeah, I'm here. He's right on the cusp. Does he move? He should move, yeah. But yeah, again, this is the danger zone. There he is. Talk. Please, sir, can you help me? We gotta cook a trout, folks. Well, I mean, technically we could do that, but listen, here's the deal. We gotta book it somehow over here to train fishing. And I'm not sure how I'm gonna do that yet. I thought it was like a 200 IQ idea initially to zone in here to Clan Wars and then run kind of like over here along the edge. Book it to Shanty Pass real quick, get arrested, and then that takes you over here, but unfortunately the jail is not in this chunk. Yeah, so this is a little bit of a conundrum. Could still get arrested, but with prayer on. Right, I don't know if I could do that quickly, though. Like, I could walk all the way down to, like, here by Sorceress's Garden, and then come around here, which is pretty short. A lot of dialogue, though, to get arrested, but the part I'm worried about is if I go over here and get arrested, you have to pick the lock to get out, and that's RNG. That could take 1 try, that could take 100 tries, and if I run out of prayer there, I'm screwed. Can't fish south of Lumbridge? Well, I mean, yes, but no. Because, like, look how annoying this would be. Here's the edge of the map chunk up here. I'd have to run all the way down here, fish, like, maybe 2 shrimp, and then run all the way back and make sure I have enough time to run back before I run out of prayer. That would be awful, I think. Like, yes, I could, but especially at 1 fishing, like, it takes forever to catch a shrimp. So, I guess the real question is, how can I book it over here to Port Sarum? So, I guess the real question is, how can I book it over here to Port Sarum? Because, yeah, I thought about the pest control teleport, but we need 30 combat. I think. 40 combat. I really like to see, like, this is why I love this account, because, you know, any other account you'd be like, okay, yeah, just get 20 fishing real quick. But this, it's like, how do I travel through all of the danger zone here just to get here to fish in peace? You know, I could bring axe, tinderbox, we could fish the shrimp, cook them, eat them, drop them, and then continue until 20. Then restore prayer here, if need be, and then go grab a fly fishing rod and some feathers, teleport back at 20 fishing, come here back to Lumbridge, fly fish over here in the safe zone, again, get a trout, cook it, then go back to Charlie. We just gotta figure out how to get over here. I'm gonna keep this clue, though. We just have to figure out how to get over here. That's a lot of red surrounding it, man. NMZ, Telly to Monastery? Can't. You have to do the Nightmare Zone tutorial first. Yeah. Can't use the fishing trawler one either, because that requires 15 fishing. You can't use pest control, because that requires 40 combat. So, we're kind of a SOL there. Look at this, folks. Over here. Apparently, these 4 tiles right here are a safe spot. Right here. On the coast. At the very edge of this chunk. So, I mean, technically that could make Restless Ghost possible. I could leave from the back here. I could talk to Father Ernie, start the quest in the church. Walk to the back of the castle with full prayer. Book it down here. Talk to Father Ernie. And then hopefully have enough time to book it back to this little... with full prayer. Book it down here. Talk to Father Ernie. And then hopefully have enough time to book it back to this little corner here as a safe spot in this chunk. Home telly, back to Lumbridge, restore prayer, and then continue. I mean, it's crazy enough it could work. Okay. Let's get it done, folks. Here we go. Nice place you got here. Do we know for sure that the altar in the Wizard's Tower actually recharges your prayer? Do we know that for sure? I'm pretty nervous, to be honest with you. It doesn't? You get stuck, there's a chicken you can farm? Well, but if it doesn't restore prayer, then it's not a safe chunk, which means that I'm really screwed, and I really don't know if it's going to be possible at that point. Yeah, we need some double and triple checkers here, folks. We need some peer-reviewed science right now. Because if that's not a safe square, then we're screwed, dude. What am I? Number of altars 1, unusable. And there goes our safe spot. There's an altar that can't be used to restart. Yeah, well, I know what the wiki says, but I mean, you know, the wiki's wrong, like, on every day of the week that ends in Y. So that's why I want somebody to go test it rather than reading the wiki. Because I mean, I can read the wiki, but I don't necessarily trust what it says all the time. You know what I mean? Castle Wars to Yanil. Don't know if I can make that either, man. That's a very long run. Through there. That'd be pushing it. How far is that though? Well, yeah. Where does the minigame telly take you? I think it puts you inside the building, right? It's way too far. I mean, I think the easy solution to this, guys, is to literally just get more prayer levels. You know, like what happens if I get 20 prayer with 6 prayer bonus? You know, all of a sudden my prayer lasts 72 seconds now, which, you know, is freaking easy scape. So I think we just need to get more prayer levels. I think that would be the answer to most of our qualms right now. You know what I mean? Yeah, so Restless Ghost not gonna be happening tonight because well, I thought that guy down there was usable and apparently it's not. Here we go, bury more bones. Yeah, I mean, honestly, having that chunk not accessible is devastating. Because that makes getting to Port Sarim that much harder. I'm really worried about having to pick that lock there. Because I honestly think the quickest way to get there is free minigame teleport to Clan Wars, walk down over here, talk to this little fella right here, Shiny Pass, get arrested, but that puts you in the jail, but the jail's not in the map square, which I worry about. And this is rough, man. This is real rough. We're gonna have to pontificate on this a little bit more. Yeah, we're gonna have to public combat. Yeah, I just wonder if there's not a better way to kind of do this rather than like farming goblins to 40 combat. You know what I mean? I know we have access to the Varrock sewer because the entrance is in the chunk, in an available chunk. Therefore, I can use the whole dungeon. Yeah, gonna have to think on that a little bit. But yeah, I think the answer, short term, is just train more prayer. Kind of wish we could do Restless Ghost for that free prayer, but I want to try something real quick. Just at a. I want to see if this interrupts the telly. I want to see if this interrupts the telly. Yes, it does. That's even worse. So that means if I want a minigame teleport somewhere, I have to engage prayer before the animation begins. Get inventory bones, go to Chaos Altar? How? How do I get to the Chaos Altar? How am I supposed to get out there? I don't even know. Like, okay, I can get to the edge of the wilderness. Now what? Okay, then I guess I run through this chunk, go over here without burning amulet. Oh, yes, right. Let me get 49 magic real quick. So I can canoe, where that pops you out. And the canoe puts you right here. At this little pond. 2 chunks would be 10 or 11 points. I mean, I guess technically I could risk it for the biscuit. You know, by like getting a inventory of. How can we do this? Go to Moss Giants. Get an inventory of big bones. Sell everything else. Home telly to Lumbridge. Canoe out to the wilderness. Engage the prayer over here. Use the bones on the altar. And then suicide to return? I don't know. I don't know. The question is, if I go to the altar, how do I get back? Is the problem. Without suiciding. Can you easily suicide? Well, yeah. I either lose my stuff or suicide and never get it back. Go to Corp, use the obelisk. But the obelisk can put me in any number of places that I can't go. Home telly, you can't home telly from that deep in the wilderness. Which level is needed for the canoe to the wildy? I don't know. Higher than 12 is for sure. You don't have stuff? Well, yeah, because I haven't killed any Moss Giants yet, dude. Give a dealer, ring of dueling. Again, I don't have crafting. I don't have a gem, gold bar, ring mold, level to enchant an emerald ring. This is great. This is great. Look at all the theory crafting. Look at us go. This is great. Yeah, I think it's 52 woodcutting to take you out there, so we might be here for a little while. And I sold my axe already. But yeah, we got to get on the prayer training, and I think the best way to do that is kill moss giants. And to do that, we need more than 20 combat. But yeah, I think that's the best idea. Is you could kill moss giants, get an inventory of bones, suicide, or how would that? Well, I don't know how I'd get out there though. Because again, I need to get freaking 50 bajillion woodcutting to even get out there. Possible, but take a while. I don't know if that'd be any faster than just like training regularly. Take level for a walker canoe? Yeah, it's 52, I think. 50, 52, 57, 50 something. 57. Boof. Jeez Louise, dude. Well, I mean, I have regular oak and and willow available to me here, so 57 woodcutting just to use the chaos altar. Yikes. I guess I might as well keep clicking goblins while we're thinking, huh? You need to see suicide when you get to the altar. It's not too hard to get back to the rock dungeon. Why do I want to suicide at the altar, though? Suiciding in 40 wilderness? Is that a good idea? Because again, I mean, like, yeah, I get it for the sake of training, and it's on the floor for an hour. Wait, does suiciding to an NPC in the wilderness work the same as not in the wilderness? Like, will your shit stay on the ground for an hour without being looted by someone else? How much XP would an inventory of bones of the castle to be? I have no idea. Yeah, if you die to an NPC. Okay. But then the question is, so say I do that for a number of loops and get enough bones within an hour to go back and get my stuff, technically. Just leave a death pile somewhere safe? Yeah, I guess you're right, because I guess it doesn't matter. Chaos Altar is 700%? That's nuts. It's double a Gilded Altar? You're joking. Yeah, but I keep forgetting that you can have multiple death piles. So I could suicide once in Lumbridge and like keep all my stuff that I want to have here, then go out there and suicide to get back to pick up my stuff here. I didn't, because I forgot that you could have multiple death piles. 50% chance to not lose bones. Wow. That is insane. Lying doesn't end the account? Well, if they smite me, it would. Because if my prayer drops to 0, then yeah, and I die out there, then I'm done. Well, actually, no. No, wait. The only way... Hold on. Because the chunk with the altar is safe. So if I do get smited in this chunk, then I'm good. But if I get smited in between on the way there and die, then I'm screwed. What account have smite level 50? I don't know. Also, you can kill yourself on the altar there. Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah, I guess that's true. No one has smite at level 50. Well, that's deeper than 50, though. I'm level 20 combat already. That's like 40 wilderness, isn't it? Or 38 or something? That's pretty deep. Maybe not quite that deep. 35? But yeah, I guess you're right. Nobody at 55 combat has smite. So I guess there's no reason to worry then. Run there and free to play. Big brain idea. Yeah, that's not bad. What random did you get? I think I heard one. Oh, yeah. Good ear, man. Good ear. Oh, look at the coins, dude. Oh, dude. Love it. Love it. Good ear, man. Good ear. Somehow, fishing trawler, what, level 15? Yeah. Well, part of the thing, Sarah, that we're working on is trying to figure out how we can get to Port Sarim to fish. Because I have this clue scroll that I need to cook a trout. But we have to get to Port Sarim where I can fish freely in a available square. How many bobs take to get 15? Well, the problem with that random is that I'd have to have prayer on the whole time. I don't know if I could do that with my current level. Minigame to Clan Wars. Wait, minigame to Clan Wars. The portal in Clan Wars to go to Castle Wars? That's a thing? Yo, hold the phone. How does this portal work over here for Castle Wars? How does that work? If you enter that portal, does it just like zoom you over there? That is Pog World Championship, dude. Holy crap. Minigame pest control telly? Can't. Requires 40 combat, Charlie. We thought about that earlier. But yeah, we're still too bad. That might be the answer. Oh, the outer wall by the ditch. Yeah, I don't know if I want to risk it in the wilderness, though, again, you know? Have to do that for the already. Oh, well, that is a diary requirement. Okay. It's okay, I could hug. Ooh. Yeah, that's too far. That's one whole chunk there, and basically another whole chunk to the wilderness and then back. I'd have to go here, traverse both of these chunks, but I can't restore prayer here because I don't have 31 prayer. Guys, I really appreciate you. I'm really happy to see all of the theory crafting going in to getting to Port Sarim so we could catch shrimp. This is honestly amazing. This is quite the conundrum, folks. Who would have thought that this much theory crafting would have to go into doing Restless Ghost and trying to complete a beginner clue scroll? Oh man, this is great. I mean, and obviously a lot of this could be circumvented by just like getting better, you know, training combat and prayer, but again, I'd like to not have to, you know, sit and kill goblins for, you know, 100 hours to start. Because I think it makes it more challenging, too, to try and get out of this early chunk, or this first chunk as early as possible. So I think that's why it's fun to theory craft. How far is the fishing pot from safe zone in Lumbridge? Far enough to be annoying, Nerd Rage. So the chunk extends pretty far up to, like, the graveyard here. And to have to run all the way down here, which would probably take approximately 15 seconds. Catch maybe like 1 or 2 shrimp and then run back and hopefully make sure I save enough prayer to not run out by the time I get back. Probably wouldn't be very great, but yeah. Dude, 20 health. Dude, very nice. Hey, is my late stream. 20 attack. Hogs in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. How much is the scimitar over there? How far is that? That's not too bad, huh? That's a bit of a trek. Probably better to minigame teleport to Clan Wars and then go here and back, rather than dealing with the gate. Take a trip to Rock and get a Myth Sword. It's only 1040 GP. Zeke's Superior Scimitars. Okay, yeah, it is only 1040. Okay, that's not as much as I thought it would be. Okay, we're good. All right, Clan Wars Telly, here we go. And again, that is a safe chunk because it has the altar right here. Here we go. Let's buy us a Scasmatar. That just sounded low to me. I could have swore it was like double that, but I guess I'm wrong. How spooky that is. It's the upside down. This is the no-no zone. What's going to be the quickest way to get there? We got to go further north for sure. I think we got to run between these buildings here, I think. Probably. Yeah, we'll run north of this building, south of the tent, over to the scimitar shop, and then back. How are we doing on our weight? 11 kilos. That's not too bad. All right. Here we go, folks. This is dangerous. Okay, sword, bow, net. Ah, there we go. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go.